Hey guys, welcome to the Keybinding Guide. There are 3 stages to this guide. In stage 1, I'm going to be teaching you how to keybind your movement keys properly and efficiently so you're much faster, quicker to react in PvP. In stage 2, we're going to teach you how to keybind properly. I'm going to give you some tricks to make keybinding a lot easier for yourself. In stage 3, I'm going to teach you which spells you have to prioritize to the most comfortable keybinds. So the default keybinds of movement are crap for PvP because they don't get you moving around quickly. The default is, you've got A for turn left, D for turn right, W for forward, S for backwards, and then you've got Q and E for strafe left and right. I'm going to be teaching you how to only use 3 movement keys, so the other keys can actually be used for spells. We're going to be using, what we're going to do is we're going to teach you how to use A for strafe left, D for strafe right, W for forward. And then Q and E are going to be completely unbinded as well as S. So this is the default key binding. If you press A, you turn to the left like this. Now this, it is quite fast, but it's not fast enough as this with the mouse, if you get my meaning. So imagine you need to turn around, mouse, there you go, let's go. But if you're doing this, it's really slow and you need to get out of that habit. Also, this, let's analyze this for a second. Backpedaling. This is what backpedaling called. Compare the speed. It's half. If you backpedal like this, you are cutting your speed in half. You're basically putting yourself in a 50% slow. You need to stop doing that. And you need to be using these keys more. Q and E, which I haven't binded yet. So, go into key bindings. And then go to movement. Move forward, you want to keep as W. So for S, you're going to click it, and then press unbind key. You don't want to use it at all. Now strafe left, you want to keybind this to A. And strafe right to D, okay, which are normally your turn left and right. Now when you press A and D, you're going to be doing this and this, and when we press S, nothing will happen. And you're going to be moving around with the mouse. Okay, so the reason why we move with the mouse is also because when we're circling a player like this, we are forcing him to line of sight himself. So, well, basically he's going to do less damage, because if you're out of line of sight, then you can't cast a spell. Simple as that. An add-on that I strongly recommend to keybind your keys is Bartender, because all you have to do is right click it, click key bindings, and then you hover over the spells and you just keybind them. Let's move into stage 2. First tip I'm going to give you with keybinding is to keybind abilities and mouse wheel up and down. Personally, I keybind Necrotic Strike to mouse wheel up and down. So the most basic keybinds you want to be using is Q, E, R, F, C, X, Z, V, B, G, T. However, B, G, T are quite far away, you may want to avoid them. You want to use 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, possibly 6. And then we're going to move into modifiers. Now modifiers, they work basically you hold down a modifier, which can either be Shift, Control and Alt and a different key, so you can have things like Alt E, Shift Q, Shift C, X, things like this. When it comes to keybinding spells, sometimes you keybind the normal spell and then you keybind the spell happening on a focus differently. So for instance, I have 5 as Strangulate or asphixiate, and then Shit 5 it goes onto the focus. It's when it comes to keybinding, you want to group abilities that you use quite frequently, like for instance Plague Strike, Scourge Strike, Icy Touch and Blood Boil. They want to be like, I don't know, 1, 2, 3, 4, which is grouped close together. You can also use a modifier with a mouse wheel, so you can, for instance, I have cooldowns like Unholy Frenzy as Alt, mouse wheel up and mouse wheel down. I have Dark, what's it called? No, it's not Dark Simulator, it's called Dark Transformation. Just going to give you a little bit more examples, like for Death Grip I have as Q, then Focus Death Grip I have as Alt Q. For Gnaw I have as R, and then Shift R for Focus Stun. I also have Caps Lock for Trinket, and then I have Shift Caps Lock for Icebound Fortitude, because it also does a similar thing. And then I have Alt Caps Lock for Cancel Aura macro. Point is, you need to get these associations going quite well, because it's just basically easier to remember. If you have third-party software like Razer gear or anything similar where you can actually edit the driver or with a utility, what I recommend is re-keybinding the mouse middle mouse button to shift, because you can use that as a modifier, and it's much easier to use that as a modifier rather than your little finger holding shift, because that's a bit awkward. Would definitely recommend getting a Razer Naga, by the way, because I have all my spells just keybinded, and the really good thing about having a Razer Naga is you're using most of your keybinds with your thumb. So let's talk about stage 3. Really, it's just common sense. Abilities like Icy Touch, Scourge Strike and Blood Boil, you use them all the time, and the same as with a Necrotic Strike. You want to keybind to comfortable keybinds. Within your cooldowns, now what people will tell you that your cooldowns can afford to be on a really awkward keybind, but really you don't want anything in an awkward keybind. They should be a bit more awkward, but they shouldn't be too awkward. So keybands for your cooldown should be not as easy as your spammable abilities, but you don't want them too hard to cast. So, you know, you don't want U or P as Unholy Haste just because you only use it 3 minutes. Because I have it as Alt mouse wheel up and down, and then I have Anti-Magic Shell Shift-E. You want to get used to using modifiers rather than spreading all along the keyboard. Because when you use modifiers, you narrow down the kind of stretch range of your fingers, which is going to help. Okay, thanks for watching the video, guys. In the description, there'll basically be a list of all my keybinds if you just want to copy and paste them. Anyway, thanks for watching the video, guys. Please take the time to like, comment and share it, as that only takes you about 5 seconds, whereas it takes me about 8 hours to make these, to record these videos, edit these videos and finally upload them to YouTube. So, thanks for watching the video, guys. Ciao.